cool cats and kittens, hello to you. Today, talk about empires who take over and force out the natives, will we?
Today, we will talk about those things like Yoda said, European interaction, specifically how the Europeans came over from Europe and discovered the Americas in the 1500s and 1600s. In the 15 and 1600s, they forced out the natives out and kind of took over. Some of it was because they had superior technology, but some of it was mostly because of disease, which is super relevant right now, right? Okay, they basically just kind of took over the Americas. There was people living here. I think the Rain Pop video said between 50 and 100 million, people in the Americas, both North and South America combined. What formed was what was called the Columbian Exchange. This was an exchange of goods and ideas where things were brought over to the Americas and brought back to Europe. Interesting idea here that I'm personally connected to is that I have Irish heritage, and I always have thought that potatoes were like this big thing in Ireland because it was a big food there. Actually, potatoes are from the Americas and they were taken back to Europe. And this is relevant because my ancestors came over in the mid-1800s, shortly after what was the famous Ireland potato famine, which only happened because of the discovery of the Americas. It's like this ongoing connection, right? Potatoes were a crop in the Americas that were brought back to Europe. Brain Pop goes over a whole bunch of other ones, but that one really stood out to me there. So you have these ideas, religions, and things going back and forth. The Europeans were able to take control of the Americas because they had advanced weaponry, horses, guns. That helped out, but that wasn't everything they needed. They were outnumbered initially, but they had diseases that they just came into contact with these people, and even had them been trying to be peaceful and get along, they probably would have wiped out a whole bunch due to the immunities they had. And they ended up bringing diseases, whereas the natives in the Americas must not have had many diseases that they gave back to the Europeans. So it didn't really work both ways. The Europeans mainly traded diseases to here in the Americas where we are now, and killed a bunch of them. So the end result is they have now taken over and they're greedy, and that's kind of like the Star Wars, like evil empires taking over, right? Like this lightsaber from the dark side. So you have these people that enslaved the natives from Europe, and they did that because they took over, were in control. There was less of the natives, they had the power, and they basically enslaved all of them. Not all of them, maybe, but anyways, they used them to help make them money. They were getting rich. Then the Europeans got really rich off of this whole process, and that's kind of what part of your graded assignment is this week, is looking at the mistreatment of the natives and how you can defend that using a couple of resources they provide you with.